welcome to the KC Stars, where we talk to people in the local film community. And I have with me Lune. I'm going to let you introduce yourself, sir.
How you doing? My name is Lune Styles. Lune MStyles, how you spell it? The M is basically silent. So Lune M Styles. And it's nice to see nice meeting y'all. Yeah.
Good. Hey, so what do you do in the local film community, sir?
So basically I'm the I pretty much say I'm pretty much all the above. I do I'm an actor, artist, model, even a filmmaker if you want to say. Do a lot of things. Musician. There's a lot to who I am,
But
and pretty much y'all gonna actually see, the many works that I have.
tell me about your music.
So my music is basically geared to an all age crowd. No matter what background you come from, it's kind of like basically uplifting, inspirational. I put messages in anything, everything that I do, whether it's from the film and also to music. So I do a lot of things. I dabble in a lot of things. If you have not got a chance to, you can always check out my music, which is Lune M Styles, Lune M Styles. I'm on every platform there is, from Spotify to YouTube, even Apple. So yeah.
Very cool. What's your connection specifically to the Kansas City film scene? Like, tell me some of your projects, things you've done, that sort of thing.
So I've been acting for at least, and probably been, I can say I've been acting for at least over 6, 7 years, give and take. I've been on countless projects, from some of them dealing with Hallmark, and basically organically, um, just, oof, I mean, how much do you want to know? Is the
Everything. Hey, the more you talk, the better it is. The less I
okay?
talk, the more you talk, better.
So, I've been on films like Confessions, which is a film that was generated by Lamar Mack, um, where I played two different characters, kind of like the movie Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. It's kind of in that same realm, from a psychedelic person to a regular professor that basically has his ticking point. Kind of like this movie called It All Falls Down with Michael Douglas. I know a lot. I'm a big movie buff. Just letting y'all know. Just letting the whole world know I know a lot of movies, a lot, and I know a lot of music as well. So I would always call myself the Renaissance man. You know. But as far as movies, there's Connect KC. There's uh, the Agony XC. That's a web series. The Connect KC is a short film. Also, that was called Connect KC First Day, which was another powerful film that was uh, created by DeAndre Jordan Johnson, DeAndre Johnson, and that was a couple of years back. Um, you know, Working with scripts and everything. Stage plays. For me, doing stage plays, 3 day live stage plays at off Broadway with Amia Jones, Todd Wesson. Those are the first peoples that I actually kind of got into cahoots with. Um, Hadn't it not been for the film part of them even introducing me into it, I probably would not have even gotten into theater. I would have not even known that I even had some of the. I never say I have talents, but I do say I have certain skills and abilities. Um,
I never knew
my
you
thing is
did.
always,
I never knew you did any plays. Tell me about your plays.
yeah. This whew. Okay, so this stage play was called A Men of Our Own. There's other people that I've worked with named Sade. I don't know if you know who Sade Darcel is. Uh, so there's in this stage play or whatever. This was back during COVID. and COVID kind of put a damper on some of the other projects I was doing. But for this stage play, uh, you know, I was kind of like this abusive guy, and um, I can't tell too much, but I was an abusive guy. Getting ready, being prepared for those, for that act or whatever, in front of mass peoples. Um, it was a challenge, but it was also a fun experience. Keep in mind, I was at one point in my life when I was younger, I did not like to be in front of the camera. I did not, I shied away from it. And I don't know, so I guess something clicked, something clicked. And it was something that my mother, she already saw within me, as far as me being artistic. I was very artistic, in drawing, music, the whole shebang. I mean, I've been around the music industry even back in '09, 2009, 2008, 2010, with this with a group named BNA, Killer City Kings, EPK, some of those folks. And some people I still stay in cahoots with. But as far as the stage play, oh man, it was one of those things that kind of gave me that breakout deal, where it's like, you know what, I got something, and it took a lot of folks to even tell me. I didn't even see it within my own self. Um, so just to see that light shine, it was like, dang, because I mean, here Lune was just gonna just stick to doing music. So it opened up a lot of areas, a lot of portals um, to different things, that, as far as in the entertainment world, KC's entertainment world. So it's a lot of stuff is blossoming, it's been blossoming and it's gonna even get even more better. Uh, but
Let
yeah,
me see. When did you start music? Like, did you start music, acting? Like, what did you started music first? When did you do that?
so I started music back in 2008, 2007, probably all the way up to 2010. And then I kind of just took like a break, I wanted to figure out my direction, my true direction as far as what I was really putting out. Um, there's certain music that I can basically inspire the younger generations underneath me. I do feel that you're accountable of. I feel like you're accountable of anything that you put out. Whether it's a good reaction or a negative reaction. Um, karma comes a long way. So be mindful of what you put out there. Make sure it's organic and authentic. I can't wait to talk about this other project uh, that's going to be coming soon. So very proud of it. But yeah, as far as stage play, I mean that was a 3 day live stage play. Kenya, I don't know, Kenya Martin. She's even seen me perform as well. She's like, did great. And I think it just took some of those people to tell me, you know what, you're doing your thing, Loon. Stay at it. And once it started, once one project happened, then the next one, and then it was like, dang, how much can I really do? And still be true to my genuine self as far as being a lover of music, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I have some pictures I was going to ask you about,
Yes.
and this it puts you on the spot, but not in a bad way. I think you'll be okay with it. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, what
Oh,
is this one right here?
so this picture is basically a I was doing a runway model uh for Jafunu, John Peavy. Thank you, John Peavy, for even getting some of those performances out for my latest performance at Taste of Kansas City, which was this past Labor Day. Uh, but yeah, he's you pulled some things up.
That's good.
This
Good.
this fashion show was pretty good. It was actually downtown. I want to say like right near the Vi Lounge. Shout out to the Vi Lounge. I also work with them as well, with Brittany Carr. Shout out to Brittany Carr as well. She's a pretty good photographer. But yeah, those was one of my probably what my second or third fashion show that I actually walked in.
Yeah,
Um,
what I
it,
like about you, Loon, is I pretty much know everybody you've mentioned, so I've at least heard their names, so that's good. Uh,
yeah, so. Yeah, as far as I'm put it like this, Loon, you may not always see me, but just know that I'm around. I'm kind of like the moon, if you want to say. I'm in eclipse, you'll see me. This is another one, Kansas City, the Kansas City Hip Hop Week, which was with Geneva, Miss No Mills, and she gave me opportunity to perform my first some of my first tracks as far as being solo, and that was a magical performance. It was a good event for people to come out to. I believe that this is an all annual type of event that she loves to do. If you're a music artist or even just a model or so, you want to basically get into some of these projects, and I guarantee you to open up for you and everything.
You're
You
getting
did some
close
digging,
to,
man.
I'm looking at the address. That's probably getting closer to me. I'm in Grandview.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, okay. Should I say anything about this film?
Yeah, say
This
something about it. It's all good. We're just waiting on it to happen.
now this film is probably going to be in um this film is called Troublesome. Troublesome is also the director Mario Lee. Um, he put this film together. It has not came out yet. Hopefully it will. But this is probably one of my probably it's one of my top five films as far as acting goes. Um,
You had a big
uh,
role in this one. I
yeah,
mean,
I'm the lead actor, guys.
you're
But
trouble and troublesome. So yeah.
I am, yes, and with Troublesome, oh my God, it's a great film. It's a great film, and I would love for once it hits once it's premiered, I would love for everyone to come on out, support it, because a lot of actors are in this, including Cal. Uh, there's countless of great, great uh, actors, and even the filmmaker, even the filming is pretty great as well. The wardrobes, with Loon, you're gonna get style. You're gonna get a lot of style. I mean, of course, it's basically self-explanatory. It's my name. I blended, Loon and Lune MStyles. I blended both of those, all three of those things together. So from music to acting to fashion, and I want to thank all the folks that I've always worked with. Uh, that never goes unnoticed at all. So if it was not for them, I probably wouldn't be as successful as as of today. So I want to say thank y'all. And Cal, you do. Cal, you're a real you're a real actor, man. You stay on your stuff. I'm proud, for what you do and what you've done. And
Hey,
you're
I
constantly
appreciate it.
giving folks the platform.
You, in this, we did a scene together like a couple, and you were outstanding. You were outstanding.
Oh
So
man,
we
well,
had
appreciate it.
scenes of conflict with each other. Outstanding, though. I,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't put, and by the way, I can't classify this made for kids now, but just so you know on YouTube, but look at this picture here, and I'm going to move it just so everybody can make sure you can see it. What
Go
is
ahead. I
going
see
on
it.
here, Loon?
What's going on here? This is a film called Promise Chronicles with Anthony Anthony Wright. Anthony Wright. And actually he was one of the ones that said, and I remember him saying, I'm gonna shout out Aquarius Taylor. Aquarius Taylor, I want to say thank you as well. She introduced me, she seen me in the modeling world, with the Mia Jones, going to those modeling events. She asked me, she said, Loon, would you like to be a part of this this other acting gig? I see you're doing films from Blue Line Studios with Edwin Taylor Farrow doing the Golden Gloves uh, deal. So why don't you check out this so so person? So I checked him out. Anthony Wright, he threw me into a scene, a couple of scenes and everything, and I can't remember the guy that I'm pointing the gun at though.
Hey, it's good.
um,
You look nice. You're dressed really nice. Got a little hat on and everything, a tie.
well, yeah,
Got styles.
Yeah, so I want, yeah, and that's the thing. I want to give every role that that I do. I want to make sure I kind of give you a little style. It may not, I blend in a little bit of my little old school with the little new school mix, you know, because I feel like that all of us, we're all reincarnations of, of one our forefathers, or peoples that we, family members that we once that were once here. So I try to keep them alive from their fashion sense to even their demeanor, how they may act, and I may actually portray some of those into my films, to the films that I'm projects that I'm doing.
What we got
Oh,
here?
okay. This one is the Agony Ecstasy. The Agony Ecstasy, which is produced by Vicky McGill, uh, uh, Tamon. I can't remember Tamon's last
Jones.
name. Jones, yes, Tamon Jones. Uh, Phenomenal actor. He's on his way and everything. I see him all the time. He does his thing. But Vicky McGill, she put this whole project together. The Agony Ecstasy. It's kind of like a little series or whatever. And look out for the bosses of all bosses. Um, Again, this is another project that I was very happy to be a part of. Woo, man, you brought it back.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I think just so you know, like I was on set for the Boss of All Bosses, and I was actually the cameraman with Jackie Terry coaching me. And
Really? Shout out to
yeah,
Jackie.
actually, I really like the guy. He's wonderful. But I was like his
Yes.
assistant, and Tamon Jones, man, he actually he did absolutely wonderful in his scene. I mean,
Oh, perfect.
he
Perfect.
brought it. So I really liked
Love it.
his
Love it.
performance.
So if y'all haven't got a chance to see, get a chance to, whatever, go see Agni XC, season one and season two. Season two, oh my God, man. Oh my God. The stuff that they did in season two, but season one was great too. I mean, I love the acting in it, but that season two, oh man,
Oh, it's
they
good.
did a thing. I mean, I gotta say, Vicky McGill, she's Boo Boo Kitties Productions, they're on it. They're on it. So
That's
keep,
awesome.
big ups, big ups.
There's Floyd Fitz. I can't think of his last name. Now I'm gonna screw
Floyd,
you
Floyd Looney, I want to say. No, we're not related.
up.
Floyd, yeah, I want to say that's Floyd Looney or something like that.
Okay, okay.
If I'm not getting, I hope I'm not getting the name wrong, but this was at our premiere of the Agni XC season two, and it was at Crown Center, basically near downtown Kansas City, where I love the nightlife and everything, and all those projects, great things.
Very good.
But yeah, I dab a little bit. Y'all see I throw a little something in there. Y'all keep in mind you don't always have to go out and buy things. Just to look good. You can basically take anything out your closet and basically revamp it. You know. Uh, Now this one right here. Do you
That's
want
a
to?
rough looking
You
guy
want to give
right
an
there.
insight to that?
You've lost your fashion sense, man.
Oh man, this one is Dead Legions. Um, Again, this one is with Cal, Marcus McIntosh. He was also in this one. Marcus McIntosh is also in he's in the Agony X season one and season two, I want to say.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so.
yes, keep your eye out for Marcus McIntosh. He's doing his thing. But this is Dead Legions. Of course, this was a smaller role for me. I was just happy to be on set. Around these times, y'all got to keep in mind, around these times, you're juggling about maybe three, four different projects at one time. Um, I think I was doing Confessions around this time, but Dead Legions, this was a good, I want to say like a zombie-like movie, series.
Yeah, that's right. I
So
think I actually met you was there that day.
yeah,
KCK.
yeah. I'm everywhere. Nathan Pin is his Nathan Pinion.
Yeah, yeah,
Pinion.
Nathan and Sydney Pinion.
Yeah, Sidney Pinion. Those are the ones that created the Dead Legions, that whole project. And I want to say thank you to those guys as well. Okay.
This looks a little rough, man.
Yeah, I
This is
got
not
beat
made
up,
for
I guess,
kids.
man. I got beat up, man. I got beat up by this guy named Jackie Terry. And well, we basically I beat him up, he beat me up. We got those rustling in the grass. Yes, it was. We probably had chickers and all kinds of stuff. And this was over here by Swope Park, Kansas City. Basically, like I said, I'm born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. But we use a lot of these beautiful areas. This movie right here is called shout out to Sean Walker, Sean Clark, Sean Walker. She's actually a sound engineer that's going to be part of my project. So to
Hmm.
work with her is also is really really good. This one is called First Day in Hell. This is not connected to First Day, Connect KC, but this is First Day in Hell. It came out probably maybe a year or something after. Me and Lysandra Daniels, shout out to Lysandra Daniels. She was also a beautiful actress in one of my projects called Recall X, uh, which was videographed by Jackie Terry. But this project right here, let me not get off basis, but this project right here, this is on YouTube as of right now, and every once in a great while I go back and look at it. It may be a little explicit, so you may have to cover your kids' eyes, but I would say that the coming um no scripts on this project, because some of my projects I've done scripts and some of them don't have scripts at all. This is an improv project, which is no scripts involved. She gave me a description of the character. I basically built off the character. I gave the character this hardened person named Jason, and Jason is there. I'm gonna put it like this: first day in hell, underneath Jackie Terry, Sean Walker. Uh, Group of friends go out, and then there's a killer, but we don't know who is the killer. And it's kind of like this movie called Clue. Have you ever seen Clue?
I have not, but I know the concept. I've seen the previews of it.
Yeah, this one is a real good one. There's countless people in there. TL Jones is another artist that I've worked with, and she also acted in this film as well. TJ Jones, they are not related. I know it's a lot of Joneses, really. TJ Jones, he's another model that you may have already seen. He's been in countless commercials, certain projects. They came out with their A game. When we created this project, I tell you, to draw out to Lawrence, Kansas, and then back to Kansas City, Missouri was a challenge, but it was fun. It was really, really fun. The fake blood. You'll see why I'm bleeding if you actually get a chance to view this movie. It's called
Um,
First Day in Hell.
First day in
Underneath
hell.
Jackie Chan. First Day in Hell.
That's good.
It's a thriller. So yeah, I mean,
I
there's
just keep all I keep thinking of is keeping up with the Joneses because you brought up all the Joneses and somebody
yeah,
jonesing for something.
yeah. Yeah, so just keep in mind that there's a lot of projects that I've probably been in least over probably 30 to 40 different projects around Kansas City. And to do it all organically, uh almost by myself is, I guess you could say, it's amazing, but it can wear on you sometimes, it can wear on you, but I never show it on the set. But hopefully I don't got too many bags under my eyes. But you know, when you have a determination, you have that fire that's in you, and that wants you to keep, it's like something is telling you. It's something that's telling me, like, you know what, Loon, keep on going. Keep on going. It's almost mysterious. It's hard to explain. But
Okay.
project like First Day in Hell, from uh, let's see, there's a movie called Farm Fork to Love, or A Taste of San Antonio, which is through Hallmark, with Sandra Martin, Isaac Alonji. You want to get to know these directors and kind of hang out and everything, and even just learn the camera. Even there's projects that I may have held a boom mic and may have held the camera, and I'm also learning right then and there. Of course, I'm probably not going to be that camera guy, but as far as filmmaking, I'm soaking up everything like a sponge on every project that I touch. Um, and that's what, I guess that's how I got this far, with the project that you know, that I'm going to be putting out, and this one's going to be a real good one. So I'm very excited, and I think I got a big crew, cast and crew, the production crew. I think that they're behind me. They believe in me. I believe in them. Um, so yeah.
That's good. How do you prepare for a role? Because I've seen you in roles where it's a little dark or you're a little bit angry or sad. Like, how do you prepare for that?
Okay. So um, sometimes sometimes I pray to God. I pray to God. I may listen to some softer music. Just kind of get me in that mood. I get thinking about how with this character, how do that character may look at a certain situation, how he or she may take it. Um, you know, I can say that basically Lune has I've had a share of life, the ups and downs. Everybody go through ups and downs with life. So um just being in certain situations, so having so many different jobs and trying to basically, work a job and hopefully, you can have a regular permanent job. You got to realize that, of course, I mean, I'm one of those folks that came out of the recession back in the '07, '08, '06 and all that. So, you had to basically be strong. You had to do what you had to do, whether if like there's times where, say for instance, you might have an issue with and you need to get to a project and your car happens to die out. I'm one of those folks that's gonna keep on, I'm gonna basically show up. May not be on time all the time, and on time is always very punctual. It's always the best thing. But whatever goes down, I always make sure that I keep my word, because your word is your bond. That's who you are. You can't just show up whenever you feel like it. Make sure
Hey,
you stay committed. Keep people you know keep their trust within you.
you're not 18. I'm not 18. And
Ooh, I
and you're
wish I
not
was
near as old
sometime.
as me, by the way, but you still like,
Oh no, I'm 50 years old. Catch
yeah,
me
that's
on
right.
first
Oh,
day.
50. You're just 6 years younger than me. No.
Mhm.
Thinking about people you've met and interacted with and life experience, when you get older, you can take people you've met or people you've seen on TV and kind of emulate them for the role. Picture them in the role, or picture, if you're supposed to be a bully and you knew someone in high school, or as an adult,
Right,
you're walking down the street, somebody like starts harassing you or like trying to fight
right,
you or some well, goofy stuff like that. You can
right.
take it and apply it to the roles. Do you ever do that?
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, I'm I'm born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, the inner city. I've seen a lot, been through a lot, but I can tell you that as far as like, of course, my upbringing was always the morals in my house in the household that I was raised in was always had that moral. Make sure you believe in God. Make sure that you listen to that positive conscience instead of doing wrong, doing dirt. So I've seen a lot. Of course I played sports. You might have seen me playing sports. You might have seen me over here there. But growing up through Kansas City, it made me the person who I am today. Um, I want to thank my mother, LaDonna, as she rests in peace. As far as when you was talking about embodying the character, keep in mind that unexpected things like death, accidents, you got to constantly, some people may not be able to do so, but I constantly make sure that I stay committed to a project. Of course, I still in the meantime I still have to deal with life, but like the movie, the web series called Confessions Underneath Lamar Mack, that was a hard time because my mother was in and out of, she was in and out of hospitals and everything. And um, just to have a role that was so great in that film, underneath Lamar Mack, it was a big challenge for me. It was a real big challenge, because you know one you see to see your parent your mom, here and then, you know, and see a certain decline in health and everything. You try your best to be there and, and comfort. It does wear on you. You try your best not to show it on camera, but but oh my God. Um, but I'm glad she saw my stage plays. She saw my, the movies and the fashion shows. Some of my music. So she was one of my best, probably the best supporter that I actually had at one point. And I remember her last words saying that I'm glad I seen how you blossom, and her kids blossom. Uh, but she seen that and she was just so, I guess it was, hold on, give me 1 second. She seen those and it was just like, she was even amazed because here I am, when I was growing up, I was very shy, not soft, but just shy. I didn't really want to be in front of the camera. Um, and I guess it helped me out, man, so much. So
Yeah,
I
that's
have
a
a it's a long story. And the way how I tell my stories as far as getting to know me. Um, of course through a podcast, through interviews. But to get the full depth, you basically gotta, you gotta listen to some of those musics I put out there. That's how you get to know who I really am. And some of those film projects that I'm a part of, I throw those in there. The folks that I may have known that may have actually showed me how to be a better man in society.
that's a beautiful story about your mom. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was,
Beautiful.
he
Thanks
was,
for
she
sharing that.
really was. There's a thing that I always keep, but it's nothing like a mother's love. For her to basically raise you through an inner city that can possibly lead you into incarceration or even worse, death. To see, to be around that, and my mother telling me to always do the right thing, like Spike Lee. Um, to never basically, to never to always basically do right by someone, and always to make sure that, to help people, help one another. So when I throw out projects or I'm throwing out something, a gig that, even I may not be able to be a part of, I'm sending those to people that, to inspire those, other folks that may want to, but just know that this takes a lot of, it takes a lot of determination. You got to have a strong commitment. You got to really understand that as far as making that sacrifice, you got to sacrifice some things if you want to see a good result.
It kind of gets to my next question, which was you
Mhm.
just kind of touched on it. What advice would you give to someone who wants to act in Kansas City? And it can be more than act, but just for acting in particular.
As far as what you mean, like as far as starting is
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, it could be starting, but yeah, someone wants to act and they've never
okay.
done it before. Like, what would be your advice as someone who's been involved in
My
30 or
advice,
40 projects?
my advice is to do not ever get into acting because of the money and fame. If you're gonna get into acting, you do it as far as on the creative side. Be a be creative with it, and understand what you're doing, why you're doing it. Because it may not just be that it opens up a venue for an acting. You may end up making business relations with someone else into another area, whether it be fashion and everything. It can start. These things can start. It can start. It can be so great for you, but just don't go into acting as far as uh, for the money and the fame, the clout. If you're gonna do it, make sure you be the best damn version that you can be. And embody that character. You got to live. You got to basically, you got to understand this character. If anything, understand the character, what that person is going through. When you get a script, you don't just basically just read the script don't just read it. Don't just read it. Understand why this person is like that. And if you're a director, if you have an issue or whatever, ask your director, the person that made the film or whatever, that made the script, ask them like, hey, how do I embody this character? But get fancy with it, be as flexible, make sure you stay on topic, stay on your script and everything, but add a little in there, that's all I can say is just, but never be into it about the money. Never, don't do it for the money. Don't do it for your friends, the fan, the fans. Be authentic. Be you. You know,
I like it. That's great
yeah,
advice.
yeah.
Outstanding advice. That'll probably be a clip, by the way. Um, but
Hey, hey, it's after baggy.
that's right.
It's after
Well,
baggy on this.
of all your projects that you've done, is there one that stands out? Like if you said, "Hey, I want people to watch this. If you're going to watch one thing I'm in, watch blank."
Ooh, ooh, I got about at least five, maybe.
Narrow down to two. Top two.
Narrow down to
Top
two.
two. Top
Ooh,
two. Top two.
man,
That's good. That's good.
if you want to see, I would say my top films, and I can't. I mean, can I say troublesome? Can we say
Yeah, yeah.
troublesome?
You could say troublesome.
Ooh, but that no, I'm gonna put them as honorable mention just in case. So what I would say, my top two films would be. Let's see, I like Confessions. I like Confessions. Uh, but then I like First Day, Connect KC First Day,
All right.
and
Can you
First
tell
Day
us
in Hell.
where do we find those again? And what are they, are they series?
Ooh,
How long are
well,
they?
see, the thing is that I don't know if the project. I mean, it was out there, but last time I checked, it was like unsupported. And I'm like, whoa. So I gotta get with those directors. Um, the folks that did go out and see the premieres of First Day, and got a chance to see those. Connect KC First Day. That was, it was great. Confessions. That's another one that kind of got unsupported as well. That was some of my great acting. I only have clips. I can basically what I'll do sometimes every once in a great while I will share my clips with you all, the world. Um,
Do you have YouTube?
I do have YouTube.
Yeah.
Um,
Put them on that
they
YouTube channel.
yeah. Down now that's the thing. Uh, I'm gonna let y'all know my two, but I'm gonna say this is that sometimes when you're doing a project, uh, sometimes it may get put out, sometimes it may not. You may you may just may get the best performance on that film project. And if certain things aren't basically the business side, if it's not done correctly, it may get shelved for a minute. Of course, it'll probably see the light of day, but um, yeah, I mean, you can't be discouraged, as you
Well,
probably can see it, on my face. But
that's all right. But what keeps you doing this? Like what keeps it fresh since you're doing mostly acting and music, as well as you're also doing a little writing and some other stuff. But what keeps all that fresh?
what keeps it fresh? Well, I mean, when you say what keeps it fresh, what do you mean?
Like, why don't you burn out? Why do you keep doing it?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really don't know. No, uh, I guess maybe I guess because I want my kids and kids. Like when I'm old and I'm gone. I want them to be like to have something to actually look up to. I want them to see like, look, granddad was a motive. Granddad was he was really great at what he did. At what he's doing, and I want to basically make sure that I want to motivate the young youths of today. I want them, inspire them, because you don't always have to go and do different things to get a reaction. Sometimes if it's just in you, it's just in you. It might take somebody like me. I'm not trying to inspire everybody. If I could, I would. But if I just inspired one person at a time, that's good with me. Um, because coming from where different spots, not even you don't even have to be from the inner city. Just being at a spot that can be like not the greatest, and it's just like, oh, you're just meant to be in the stereotype sense. I want to make sure that you got out the box. I want to make sure that you can really do what you want to do, but make sure you shine at it, because everybody has the light in them, but you got to dig deep for that in yourself. And sometimes it may take somebody else to pull that help pull that light out and pass it along. Once you end up finding your light, continue that positive energy to the next person. But what keeps me fresh, man, is I guess it's just motivation. It's a certain dedication to me to being like, okay, when I'm dead and gone, like I want my kids to tell stories of of their dad and their granddad. Like, hey, this was this guy. You're gonna probably have this little crystal ball with my ashes in it. And I want them to like tell all the good things I've done and the things that I've tried to basically motivate and uplift a generation that's right underneath me. And even not even just the generation underneath me. Sometimes you could be my age, sometimes you could be older. I want to basically inspire you. I want to give you the benefit of you basically from you jumping out that box and not being scared. Don't just stay stuck on the porch. Get off the porch and go, show the world what you can do, you know, and
I
make sure
like it.
that's always keep God on your side. That's what my mother used to always tell me. Always keep God on your side. Of course things might not go the best way that you want it. It may not go the way that you want to, but if you just believe in yourself and you believe in others and you constantly keep that positivity going, oh my God. I mean it can really change the whole environment to a beautiful one.
You say a lot of
So
really
yeah,
great things. I really like, I just really like your attitude. Just wanted to say it. I really like your attitude.
I mean, look. I'm one of those people that you probably might have seen that worked at certain jobs, and I'm talking about some of the most jobs that you probably wouldn't be like, why are you working there? Like I'm talking about ringing a bell. You remember the people, folks that big ups to y'all, people that's catching the bus. I am the everyday people. I am you. You are me. We are all the same. We're all of us the same, no matter what color, what age, what skin, whatever, what background. We are all the same. I can be probably your brother. I can be your uncle. But when you see somebody that's actually pushing towards something, give them a pat on the back. Tell them like, keep your head up. If they doing bad, help that person. Because we don't know what's going on in everybody's life. We can only basically, we only see the outside, but you never know what someone is going through. So give them, say, hey, how you doing? Good morning. Everything gonna be all right. Because it can be it so life can be hard. It can be really really hard. I've worked a lot of odd jobs. So when I'm on these film sets, man, it's like okay, I've worked at this I've worked at this job before. Okay, I struggled like this before. um so it's a lot. So I try to keep that positive energy going. um
I appreciate it.
So yeah.
I'm sure where you work and the people you interact with appreciate it also. Um,
Yeah.
on a
Oh,
very different note. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. What you got something to say?
if y'all haven't seen, I got this first film that I created, and it's called Recall X, Rekall X. Now, this film, it was one of my first ones, but I actually tried my best to gear towards a younger crowd. It was shot by Jackie Terry. It was one of my first, so give it a good look. It's on YouTube. This came out back maybe about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. So if you haven't got a chance to check some of these old projects out. I'm always putting out some of my older works. Um, just like Golden Gloves, Heart of a Street Soldier, which is by Edwin Taylor Farrow, Blue Line Studios. Always go back to some of those projects. Those projects is on YouTube as well. So yeah, and I'm sorry for cutting you off,
Oh, no,
Kyle.
no, it's good. And by the way, bringing up the Gloves movie, I saw that being filmed and I saw it after the fact and I thought I would have loved to have been involved in some way in that. So props to you. You
Look,
made it.
I,
I didn't see it till it was pretty much done.
look, I found out about it like I found out about it, and I'm gonna tell you this, like this was in the earlier stages, and I'm not nowhere near seasoned acting at all, you know. So this is one of my first couple of projects, first ones, might be the fourth or fifth or sixth, something like that. It was starred by Lorenzo Hughes. Lorenzo Hughes, I also picked up game from him. Lorenzo Hughes, he's bald headed, got a beard. He kind of look just, you know, we kind of almost look like, except he's a little taller. He's a little taller. I'm a little shorter. But oh well, hey, in my world, I'm 6'3". Whatever, fine, whatever. But anyway, Lorenzo Hughes, I watched how he basically came with his acting. I mean, the body of work. He's actually on Chicago PD. So if you haven't got a chance to out there in Chicago now, and he was telling me, Lune, just keep at it, man. Everything's gonna work in your favor. You know, sometimes you may have to probably jump to another area, another city, another state. And I'm like, I just want to make sure I put something for Kansas City, the town, you know. But on that film set, man, I tell you, look, I was a background. I had no name. Nobody really kind of knew who I was. So when it went from 1 day, then 2 days. I'm over just doing just a background. I'm in the background, so you may not be able to see me. I'm in the background, right? And the director, the filmmaker of this film, he said, "I noticed you've been coming back here. You're committed. Why don't you basically? I need to have a box. I need to have a referee for our final boxing scene, which is a lot longer exposure and all this other good stuff."
Oh,
He
wow.
said, "Are you down with it?" And I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm down with it. Showed out. You know, names just started popping up, and then more projects. You know, just showing that type of like, just showing that ability to keep coming back, man. And that'll open up so much, man. That'll show people like, you know what, this dude ain't no joke. This person, this guy's not, he's nothing to joke with. He's really on what he's doing and what he's saying. He's pushing, you know, because it won't be too long till there'll be bigger projects that I'm probably gonna be a part of. Um, of course I purposely stayed local for just a quick minute before I get ready to start taking off on other venues. I know that for a fact. You know,
Very cool.
there's there was this one comedian from the stage play. She passed along not too long ago. I can't remember her name, but she told me, she said, "Lone, you got it. You got the it factor. Keep on going. You know, just don't stay too comfortable in one spot. Jump out there. There's projects with Julie Mango and me and Brittany Carden done where like a balloon pop challenge that may have went viral and everything like that. Thank you, Julie Mango, for giving me that opportunity. But just showing us those different sides of me, not just showing that same, the same couple of, different. Well, actually, I've done a lot of diverse roles in my life. But anyway, Julie Mango, uh she allowed me to basically jump out the box and show a little bit of something, so I'm like, cool.
That's good.
Didn't know what to expect for real, but it was really good, so if you ever get a chance to, you can type in my name. There's gonna you can type my name. You can basically put it like this: you can Google me, Google me, LUNEM Styles. When you say my name, is really Lune Styles, but you know, you'll see some of my works out there on the internet, even, so I'm everywhere.
Hey,
Music videos too.
hey,
Rooftops.
Luna, I was going to ask you a question that has nothing to do with this, but I ask everybody, other than I missed one
Mhm.
or two people somehow. Um, if you had to recommend one barbecue place in the Kansas City area, someone said, I just got time for one. I'm from Chicago. I've never been to Kansas City. I'm going one place. I can go. I'm going to be in both sides of the state line. Where should I go?
Mm.
You can add caveats if you don't like, give them one.
Woo. Okay. You got. Let's see. I've heard of places like Slaps. I've heard of LC's, Arthur Bryan's.
I like every place you've named. Which one's your place? Which one do you like to go to best?
Mm. Mm. You know, I'm gonna go with the original. Casey Gates. I'm going to go with Gates Barbecue. I'm
Gates
always
Barbecue.
I I, I love the sauce. It's the sauce. What it's like Good Burger. What is it? It's the sauce. You know, it's the sauce. So I would say that it's I love Gates. I love Gates. I grew up off of Gates. LC's as well. Arthur Bryan's cool. My grandmother, she's, how you doing, grandmother? Yes, I call my grandma and grandmother. She knows. But I it was always between LC's or Gates. But I'm gonna say Gates. Gates is my go-to. LC's, I mess with LC's every once in a great while. Slaps, I've been hearing I've been hearing about y'all. I'm gonna come to y'all. There's so many other places out there, man. We got so many, and all of them are good. All
You
of them are
know,
good.
I got
Like
to tell you though, the same names come up every time, and my favorite is LC's.
LC,
Probably
my
close
step
second
pops,
is
Troy.
Slaps. LC's is the best in Missouri. Slaps is the best in Kansas. Gates has the best
Yeah,
barbecue sauce, but Jack Stack, I got to
Jack
admit,
Stacks, Jack Stacks.
Jack Stack, man, their ribs, like some
I
of their
love Jack
stuff
Stacks.
is so good.
I
Uh,
love Jack. I love Jack Stacks too. I love.
yeah,
I forgot. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot about that. Jack Stacks is good. Jack Stacks is really, really good. Really good. I like they baked beans. I don't know why. The LCs, I like LCs. But Gates is always my go-to. But I mean, you gotta imagine. Look, whether it's 12th Street, whether it's 40 Highway, whether it's 103rd, whether it's Eastwood Traffic Way, these are areas that I basically known from the north side all the way to the 80s. I tell people that all the time, and then you got Grandview and every other spot as well, Independence and everything. But man, I mean, Gates is the truth, man.
hey, I got to
LC's
tell you,
my
I
stuff.
when I used to travel with Gates barbecue sauce and give it away to people, I sent it to coworkers all around the country. Uh,
Really?
yeah, because they don't have anything like it anywhere else.
Man,
And it's sweet, and it's got celery seeds in it, and it's got a little bit of red pepper kick, but not
right,
overwhelming. Like it's not like Tabasco, but you can definitely taste it.
right,
I think it's perfect.
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
my
like
step pops. Mm.
that's the best barbecue sauce. I think it's the best. I've never had one. I've
Yeah,
had some that are close seconds,
right.
but and maybe I don't know if they're that close, but that KC, there's one that it's a contest barbecue sauce, and they've won, and they're hot one too. Smoke, what is it?
Man, you make me
No,
hungry,
burnt
man. Look,
fingers.
look,
Burnt fingers.
burn fingers.
That's what they
You make
call
me
it because
hungry.
you burn your
You making
fingers
me
when you
hungry.
try. It's pretty good. It's
Really?
pretty good. Yeah, it's probably my second place. It won the best out of 300 barbecue sauces uh, contest
Oh my
here in
God.
Kansas City, and it's
Oh
like
my
a
God.
team, and they sell their sauce. You can buy it at Hy-Vee. I'm in Grandview, so I go to Price Chopper. They don't ever have it, but
Yeah.
they got it at Hy-Vee.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, LC's that was my step pops, Troy. Uh, he was a great man, but he showed me, he was like, look, LC's, he loved the heck out of LC's. Um, oh my God, man. But
That's my
yeah,
favorite. That's
yeah, I
my
love, I
favorite,
love, I
actually.
love, I love barbecue.
We got to go
Yeah.
sometime. We got to go to LC sometime.
Oh, I'll take you up on that. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
We're going together. Hey, I will tell you something I thought was really funny at LC since I'm talking barbecue stories. They don't have a chicken sandwich on the menu. I ordered a chicken
Mm,
sandwich. You know what they did? They
what?
put a piece of white bread, and then they put the chicken, like a quarter chicken or half a chicken or whatever it was, and then they put a piece of bread on top. And I'm like,
Right.
is that a chicken sandwich? They go, yeah, that's a chicken sandwich. We don't have chicken sandwich on the menu, but that's what they do when you order a chicken sandwich.
Right.
That's what they told me. So
Hey, look,
it was still great.
I need to see what St. Louis is doing. I mean, St. Louis said they throw, I've heard folks from St. Louis said they throw down a little bit. I said, all right, I'm gonna check you out next time I go back to St. Louis.
Yeah,
So yeah,
there's some. There's
yeah.
probably some good play. I mean, geez, it's bigger than Kansas City by a little bit. I'm sure they've got some good barbecue.
Oh, they got to. They got to.
Hey,
They got to.
the St. Louis style ribs where they cut off the rib tips. That
Uh,
slice of rib, like that's named after St. Louis, so they must know something there.
really?
Yeah, you can buy if you go
Really?
to the grocery store, you got play like I know a little bit about barbecue for some reason. So you got like
Okay. Okay.
uh your full rib, your
Mhm.
full slab, whatever. And then if you cut off
Right.
the ends right here on the full slab, you're cutting off
Mhm.
the rib tips, which are the cartilage and all that. Then it's St. Louis style ribs. And then if you cut it up by the spine, which is
Wow.
gross, that's baby back, where they're like less fat, they're more uniform, all that. That's baby back. But St. Louis style ribs, they started cutting off the ends instead of a full slab, and that's called St. Louis
Mm.
style. Like if you go to a grocery store, I smoke meat sometimes, and I like to get St. Louis style ribs. They're the best cut
Yeah.
to me because
I'm good. Next time I go back to St. Louis, I'm gonna most definitely go there. Like I got a song called Forevermore, and it's kind of like an anthem, an anthem for the Midwest.
well,
And
okay,
of course, I give a shout out to to certain area codes, like from St. Louis to Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas, 913-816-314. And I try to give all to Midwest, from Missouri, Missouri into Kansas, just Midwest. So if you haven't got a chance to, this is not just a Missouri song. This is basically saying we forever, forevermore. So, but forever MO, and that's my motto. So, this is kind of geared for, next time you listen to, next time our Chiefs, win, we hopefully we get back to that Super Bowl, which I'm pretty sure. Uh, you know, Go ahead and listen to that song.
good.
I
What's it
think, I
called
think,
again? Forever Mo.
yep, forever MO, forever MO, and there's probably gonna be a remix, more rock and roll type. So I gave, I got a lot of different songs, where I blend in, I kind of fuse them in together, because of course, I'm a lover of music, from it being from Hall and Notes, Billy Idol, um, Michael Jackson, Prince, Stylistics, Confunction, Earth, Wind and Fire, um, what's my other girl, Stevie, or not Stevie? You got Stevie Nicks and them, separate ways. Some of those songs. So I know a lot of songs, and I try my best to kind of blend those in, as much as I can, So.
So, do you do a lot of live performance, or is it more in a studio recording?
So I actually do both. I actually do a couple. Of course, I have to record studio. I perform. I actually record at Jazz Brewers 64111 Studios, which is actually downtown or whatever, downtown Kansas City, Missouri. When I do live performances, sometimes people want a private performance where they're having a family reunion. They'll ask about me, and they'll be like, you know what, we know you got style, we know you got some good music, we know you got music that kids can actually, you ain't got to cover, you don't have to cover up any kids, their ears or anything like that. So I try my best to keep everything a little bit parental advice, so that way um it's not disheartening, for your kid to listen to. So, I got projects. It's going to be, another kid project. It's probably going to end up coming out in the next couple of, probably next couple of years, probably second, maybe next year somehow. Can't tell too much.
It's all right. It's good.
Mysterious. Hey, look, I'm a man. I'm a man of many styles, and I'm very mysterious. I gave y'all a clue to the end. You feel me? Never know what you're gonna get.
That's
So,
right. Hey, so what's your words of wisdom or your final thoughts of the day? What would you say? What would you say?
oh man, let's see. Oh, I got a lot. I mean, I talk to myself, to God, and and I look at the moon while I'm talking to God. But um, so I always, when things are not going your way, I always, push, because it's not gonna be dark too long. It's always gonna be brighter days, and you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. Just as well as it's gonna be light. Sometimes it can be dark times. Life is like this. It all depends on how you deal with it. Don't crash out on life. This goes for my young ones, my YNs. Make sure you do not crash out. there's certain things that may be in play that may actually that's trying to stop you from you being the greatest version of yourself, but you cannot crash out. Be mindful of what you do to people or what you do to anything, because it can come back. Karma is a mug. I'm keeping it parental. Um, but always believe in yourself. Believe in yourself when nobody else is believing you. Always, listen to some of them older heads, them old heads. They've been here a little bit longer than you. They may have been through some things that you may not think. You may think you know the world, but trust me, it's not what you think. You have to have a plan B, a plan C, but always believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself. Trust me, you're gonna see the results is gonna be countless. It's gonna be beautiful. You know, um, I didn't get here by just basically from just sitting there, from dreaming. I got out there, I pushed, and I'm constantly pushing. I'm constantly going to motivate. Um, with Loon, you never know what you're gonna get, but I guarantee you, it's gonna be meant to inspire, someone. You may not understand it right then and there, but I guarantee you, I'm 20 steps ahead, not 30. That's one of my things. So, always believe in yourself. If you feel like it's gonna be bad, if you think negative, negative things gonna happen. But if you think positive, you're gonna be all right. Like Kendrick Lamar said. Yes, I listen to a lot of Kendricks and Tupac still. But I'm like I said, I'm a Renaissance man. So I listen to my jazz musics, my Boney James, uh, uh, I listen to a lot of stuff. So, you know, always believe in yourself. Um, if you, if you ever want to basically look for, if you ever need some type of encouragement or you want to listen, see something different or whatever, you can always basically get at me through Instagram, Facebook, as far as like, you know, just basically having an inspiration, being inspired. I'm always trying to inspire those. Um, yeah, so
It's
I
awesome.
think I think I gave you a little bit too much, but it's so much more to me that y'all would have to know, that y'all would like to, that I would like for y'all to know. But I'm gonna portray those into the art that I'm pushing out because you can't spell heart without that A-R-T, Feel me? Heart. So keep that in mind. Put heart into what you're doing, your craft. Don't always look to AI to do everything for you. And of course, I'm a little old school, Kyle. I'm a little old school when it comes down to certain social media things, but I'm learning. I'm still learning. Life is a learned lesson. You're learning every day. Be glad that you woke up woke up every day. You wake up that day because some people die in their sleep. We're not promised for tomorrow, but always keep God first and always keep your head on the swivel. You know,
Thank you so
yeah,
much. It was a pleasure to talk to you, Loon. I always like talking to you when I've seen you on set, and I enjoyed talking to you today. I got to know you a little better, and I appreciate your insight as well.
yeah. Maybe like I said, maybe I'll give y'all some more things for part two, because I have not told y'all. I only gave y'all a little bit of something, but I only gave y'all 20%, but I guaranteed you, if we ever do a part two,
All
uh,
right.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
you
share
never
some more
know.
things with you.
Hey,
So yeah, Lune MStyles. If you haven't got a chance to again, go to Lune MStyles. I'm on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, IMBD, all of those things. And next time I'll share my top two movies as well
all
that I
right.
performed in. So yeah.
Well, you can share them right now. You got them. You can share them right now if you want, or you can save it for later.
Well, I got to keep the encore for another time
Okay. All
because
right.
I'm a gentleman staff.
All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you again, Cal.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks, buddy.